Welcome back to Family Ties Show, guys. We've got a special guest with us here today. It's Mr. Beast. Oh, what?
Sorry, I got carried away.
That's cool, man. I like that.
You got too excited. You got too excited.
I like that. I like
Adebayo
that.
Akinfenwa, aka the Beast. Hey, just a side note, I was playing a football game the other day and I typed in, it said, what do you want to achieve in the gym? I said, I want to be like Akinfenwa. It said, Akinfenwa's a beast, but...
What's the but? What was the but?
Nah, I can't remember, innit?
No, you can't remember,
What's I'm trying to make it home to that.
So you're done, though, yeah. Nah. What's going on, fellas?
Thank you for jumping on the podcast. It's nice to have you, but
Come on.
why have you copied my style today?
Look. I didn't want to say nothing.
You're showing me up. I need to change tea because
very
the arms has
green.
been like...
No, it's not even that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say this is the new one, don't know, right?
It's the new one, yeah?
It's the new one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say.
I need that one.
Yeah. Say nothing. You know,
Both came in the Nigeria kit.
where you man at? So first, let me chat to you. Where are you two at? Why are you not repping? Like,
So,
Didn't get the memo.
nah, you didn't get.
To be-
the memo
should have
should be
sent
in
the
your
memo.
The memo should be inside you. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Pause. I'm trying to get used to this young generation thing.
Your kids are like, pause, Dad.
I'm like, what are we talking about? Let's play.
Nah, man. That's all
to be fair, hey, look, this is traditional attire.
Fair. Listen,
You know,
cool,
so-
we
Because
greening.
everyone's wearing green.
Yeah, so I see
Yours
what
is
we
a bit
did.
olive.
I see what we did.
Yeah, it's all right, man. You can't
I
copy
can't
everyone
be,
else. You got to have your own,
I feel
Have
you.
your own
I feel
lane.
you.
What's new? How's things?
You know what? I can't complain. Listen, I live by a mantra that we count blessings and not problems. So, like real bars, I'm good, man. Like I'm healthy, family's healthy. You know, the projects are there. So, but no, man, I'm good, man. First, let me say, you already know, I like to feel like I'm a friend of the family here. So, whenever I'm in you man's energy, it's dope. So, thank you for having me. But yeah, man, I'm in a good place, man.
You just feel like you're looking for a mirror because obviously the brother dynamic. This is perfect.
You know what the matter is? I sit down and I chuck. So in regards to how the dynamics, so Manny, you'd be me. Tobi, you'd be my big bro. Jed, you'd be my little bro. And I just see the dynamics. Of course, they're here. Like just because word on street, you man was going to try and jump me. So I had to bring the man there. You get me? Just in case.
Bro, I don't even think 10 of us could jump.
Imagine. I think just one swipe of the arm.
He's saying 100 men versus the gorilla. Bro.
But yeah, man. So for me, I always look, we've worked and our paths crossed numerous times, and like I said, and I just sit back. You know, I love the family dynamics. I love the name Family Ties, and that's what we stand by. And I know we resonate and we relate regards to because it's everything. It's our foundation. It's our starting point. You know what I'm saying? So it's our core. So it's family. So. Nah, man. Yeah, man. Keep inspiring and keep shining. Because
Thank you,
for me,
man.
I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you. But for any viewers or listeners who haven't heard of you or don't know you, how would you introduce yourself in like 1 or 2 sentences?
Oh, but you know what? I would say I'm Adebayo Akinfenwa. Still, even though I'm retired, the strongest footballer that ever graced the football pitch. I don't care. I don't even
Saying
sugarcoat.
not Hulk.
Hulk. Do you know what the maddest thing is? Like, you bet, like, the Marvel Hulk is closer to me than the actual footballer Hulk. I'll tell you that now. But, you know the maddest thing is I always stand 10 toes on, and it's something that we've worked many a times. My strength was my strength. You know, that was my lane. You know, I really, especially as I gotten older, I really enjoyed the gym. There was not many 17 and a half stone footballers out there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So I think the next man was Lukaku, and I think he's like 14 stones. So I'm just trying to throw that. But yeah, for me, 21 years, I was able to play the game that I loved. And yeah, man, Akinfenwa, aka Mr. Beast Mode.
How mad is it that there's a whole entire generation of kids in the UK that have grown up knowing you as the Beast?
You know what? The matter, it's humbling. Do you know? And I always get I wouldn't say reality check, but whereas I'm now unks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like Big Bro. So when you manage to say, yo, I'm here with Big Bro, I start getting unks. So I get people coming and showing me pictures from, say, we took pictures, or it will always start, you know what, been following you ever since the KSI days, you know what I'm saying? These brothers are taller than me now. And they all got beards.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
What do they feed these
I'll
kids,
be like,
man?
brother, why are you trying to make me feel so old?
Honestly.
But that's the thing is where I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not young no more. They're not young no more. But yeah, listen, I'll always say it's humbling. And I always stand 10 toes on it. I think that when social media had that boom, you know, you was the sideman, the KSI, I got introduced to the industry as I wasn't, as an older person, social media wasn't something that I was using. It wasn't a tool and I got introduced to it. So we did sidemen videos, you know, KSI videos, and it really introduced me to a world within a world.
Do you remember that feeling when it first happened? Like, do you remember like your phone blowing up or people messaging you being like, yo, KSI is like...
Brother, let me tell you, so I wasn't into social media to the point where, and I told this story, I very much like to keep my professional life and personal life separate. People won't clock that now because I'm on social media when I post.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But before that, and what was cool was I played in the lower league. So at that time, it weren't on TV unless it was on BBC One late at night. Social media wasn't about, so it wasn't like, and I played outside London. So everybody in the ends didn't really...
What's this, Northampton times?
Yeah, this was North Torquay. So it started Torquay, Swansea and Northampton. So all these teams were outside the ends.
Yep.
So I was able to have my football during the week, on the weekend, play the game on a Saturday, and then all my man-dems didn't play football. So I could come back to the ends and totally switch off from football. So even when Instagram first came out, I had an alias Instagram. So, and then my brother, D, was at the time, he was the social media guru. You know, he was the musician. So he had all the social media. And I remember it was the video. It was that video that KSI did, you know. He bigger than the universe. He a beast, you know. So that, but I had never seen this video, but I was hearing somebody say, yo, have you seen this video? I was like, in my mind, when I got told that, I first thought FIFA did an actual video of me just because people kept on saying, you seen the FIFA video? I was like, and at these times I was playing Pro Evo, you know what I'm saying? So then I see the video, and then I remember D was like, nah, you know what? Look, bundle this alias, like you gotta have your name on Instagram and then your Twitter. And the first time I remember was we did a Twitter. So I did my Twitter, and I think I tweeted KSI or something. It was something like, oh yeah, the beast is on Twitter now. And I kid you not, that day I remember it. Maybe it was 20,000 followers, and then at that time, in a day, was a lot.
That's still a lot in a day now.
It was a lot, and I remember texting KSI, and KSI must have said, "Oh, rah, the beast sent a message." And in my mind, KSI was his world. So when he was like, "Oh, rah, the beast just texted me," I'm thinking, bruv, you're happy that I text you, whereas you're getting millions and millions.
You got to remember, you're on FIFA.
So my brother said exactly.
You're on FIFA.
He said the exactly same thing. He said, "B," and look, and I don't want to just sound like this. So you know when you play the game, I would always see the elites, the people that I would watch, the Heskies, the Owens. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody plays in the lower league, you don't really expect to have an exterior or
the same level of recognition.
Bar the team you play for. So I knew the team I play for, they would check for, man. But outside of that, I didn't know there was a world within that. So when I would when I messaged him, said, oh yeah, shout out KS or something like that. He said, oh, I can't believe it. I said, you can't believe. In my mind, I'm like, brother, you're already that guy. So that's what I thought. And then he was like, but you're a professional. So you're the one, you're in the game. So even that, and I kid you not, I stay by, it's still humbling where I'd go around different countries that I've never been to. And then all of a sudden, it's Akinfenwa, can we take a picture? And of course, I know what social media now has done. And I do think social media is a blessing and a curse. I think that it's beautiful because it's made a world so big, smaller. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, they've got another side where it can be as toxic as fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, can we swear?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, sorry, because, you know...
We'll minimise it, but
yeah, sorry. And plus, mumsies would be watching us. sorry. But, yeah, it can be toxic as hell. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what of course, I've gotten to grips with knowing of the impact it can do. But I won't even sugarcoat it. It's still humbling. So to come back to your message about, or the question about how does it feel, but I still be like, raw, man. Like it will, and the smiles that people get, and they grown, man. Like they should go grown for. Oh man,
It will take them back to their childhood.
that's the
memories,
bit, yeah, the nostalgia bit.
Even when I
It's
think
quite
back to
powerful.
it, like I still remember, like the moment JJ was doing videos like that, it makes you want to use the card. And that's why sometimes, like, even when I started content and doing FIFA stuff, people be like, why do people watch you play the game? Why don't they just play it themselves? But that's
different feeling.
yeah, it's the connection
Yeah.
that you have with this person in terms of like, you're looking up to them, you see them use a card and like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
You want to see what they do. So I remember them being like beast, and then everyone, you'd have like a crazy team, and then you have maybe like Messi next to Akinfenwa.
In a
and
weird
the
way.
whole thing is to try and
It was
get 4 goals or
crazy.
something.
In a weird way, it's like, for example, you lot watching me play, like someone watching their big brother play and being like, oh, I want to try that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
Yeah.
relationship that you kind of get with that. But then I want to give you your plaudits as well, and I guess we give plaudits to D, because I think you ran well with the whole social thing. There's a lot of people that they disregard it, or like they're not really feeling it, and they don't make the most of the opportunity that's presented to them.
Yeah.
You took it to a level where you were, and probably still are, more well known than a lot of top flight players, more well recognized than a lot of top flight players.
You know, and I'll say this, and look, I think there's two things. I think everything happens for a reason. I think that I'll come back to, I think, the role God's played in this. I think that, so I identified pretty early, and I'd say 29, I identified, look, I played in the lower leagues, and I knew I would have to do something afterwards.
Yeah.
I weren't earning the money that I can just retire and not do nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think 29, and it literally, timing is everything. So 29, 30 was the Northampton, was the KSI, was the, when we started to do videos with the Sideman, Joel Weller, you know, we was doing the influencers. So I was planning for retirement from 30, not knowing that I was going to play on for another 10 years. So in the way, my mind was like, all right, cool. If I get to 34, 35, but I've done well. Do you know what I'm saying? And then what happened, and again, I can't stop but not give plaudits to the Almighty, was my last 6 years was my most fruitful on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
What I achieved from 34 to 40, listen, there was no way I could plan it. There was no way I thought I'd be able to do it. But I would also say was, I do think that there's this, and I realized the level of skill and importance influencers came at that time. So it was never a, oh no, man, I knew the power that you man had. And I knew like, oh no, you know what? It's fun. And what I also liked about social media was it allowed to show your personality.
Yeah.
And because lucky enough, and I say everything happened the way it should have happened, I wasn't restricted by a press officer saying, I can't say this, I can't do this, I can't move that. Like, all the clubs, I could bring you, man, in the training. Do you know what I'm saying? There was never, so that's what I loved about social media. I've always been unapologetically myself, you know, and so I knew that. And even when it was like, okay, cool, man, this is me. Like, I can be able to show me. And it was, so that's what ran with. But then I enjoyed it. I remember going in with my phone, and the players at the time was like, rah, man, like you post every day. Like, it was snap and rah, rah. And I was telling these man, I was like, I think I maybe got something from it. And I was like, once you realize this plays a pivotal, and it's not just something that you can call somebody, but you're going to start using it. And then, of course, years on, players will then
You know
start.
who else was a
I was
champion?
even
The
gonna
main guy, Rio Ferdinand, was one of the
Oh,
first
yes.
people
Yes.
that I can remember on. He's the first footballer I remember on Twitter.
Yes.
And he was
Is
like,
it?
yeah, this is the future. And he was telling everyone, and guys are looking at him like, what are you on?
He got it.
With like all the prank stuff and all that.
No, he
Even
got.
that is a separate thing in itself, but he actually got social media
Yeah.
straight
Yeah.
away, and he knew that this was the future, so I have to give him his credit.
Yeah,
for that.
man, he got it, man. He got
Yeah,
it. He
I was
got it.
even gonna say it because what you did, and guys like Rio and stuff, it's opened up a new avenue for people that are in football like myself, where it's like you're saying, you're getting older, you're thinking, look, I'm not gonna do this forever.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to think I could play till I was 40. After getting into football, I can't lie to you, I think 34 I'm tapped out, because I don't even think I would want to play till I'm 40 at this point. By the grace of God, my legs are still kicking and stuff. But
Okay, so God, amen.
even in that case, it's like the football environment it can be very unhealthy because like day in, day out, just
Relentless.
constant work, high work rate, discipline for your body, all of that stuff. So you're not really sure if you want to do that for a long time. So seeing someone like yourself now pairing that with, you know, like you got a shoot here or you're on Sky Sports here doing this or that or whatever, doing videos with influencers or whatever it is, it's kind of like opened a new avenue for a lot of people. Now there's so many players in like non-league or the higher levels of non-league, low levels of professional football that are now doing YouTube or TikTok or all these other things because it's like, yeah, look, football doesn't last, so I'm going to need something else. Why not do something that I enjoy and I can use to tell like my story and stuff, you know? So it's like props to you, man. Props to you.
What do you think on the whole thing of like the sort of stick to football mentality and stick to one thing? And
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That don't sit right with me at all. But then also I do think that as individuals, and we're a product of our experiences. So you've got a lot of individuals who say things which they are comfortable with and what they know. So again, what correlates together is the older folks would be like, oh, it's cool to play football and golf because for them, that makes sense to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, cool. If your pastime is, excuse me, like play football and go to the pub, the culture. So for me, there's always an evolving culture. So you'll see the new age will be like, listen, I can play football and have a clothing line. I can play football and play esports. I can play football and be a musician. Whereas because for the people, what they're used to is, nah, man, just stick to football.
Stick to football,
Like,
yeah.
again, each to their own, because you'll have the elites who will say, for me, I sacrificed everything just for football. And I get that, you know what I'm saying? And
That's
that's,
why
the
they're
reason
sort of
why
there. Yeah.
they are where they are. And I can't knock that whatsoever. I just believe that, especially, you do have to be able to know that, look, things are guaranteed to change and evolve. Some things that were like, yeah, I rock with that. And some things were like, but they evolve. So I'm very much on, listen, especially now where the game and society's changed, if they want to do something which, okay, they've got 10 hours in the day where they're like, all right, cool, man, I want to go to the studio. So be it. Like, go to the studio.
I see like Iwobi
man.
making music as well. Obviously, like there's like Depay, Leao.
They've
There's a
got-
lot of people doing it now, and they're really into fashion now. Footballers, and a lot of people don't like it as if it distracts you from the football. When you get to the training ground, you're at the training ground.
You work,
What you do outside of that, realistically, isn't anybody's business.
Do you know what? I get it. I get it. I get it. I don't get it, but I get it, if you know what I mean. The reason why I say that, I think what's happened now, I do think football's evolved very much into business-like.
Yeah.
That's what it's evolved into, right?
100%.
But what individuals have taken is that it's okay for business as a industry to be, football as an industry to be business orientated, but they don't want players to then become also business orientated. So players are now saying, well, actually, we are individual entities. So now, not only am I just a footballer, I am a entity.
I'm a brand.
I'm a brand. So within that brand, and I'll always say current is way more powerful than former, period. So they're like, okay, cool, I can leverage, listen, I'm a competitor. I'll work and I'll play football. But then when football's done or when training's done, if now I want to build my brand, I am going to build my brand. Because, and the worst thing is I've said this and I'll always stand by it, footballers, we're hired help. Like, literally, we're hired help. And the reason why I say that, because I generally, and I won't say 9 times out of 10, maybe 7, let me give it 7, football clubs rarely then check on players afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, once the contract's done, it's the next
it.
person that can come in. And
yeah.
we get it. Don't get the game
Understand,
twisted.
that's the business. That's
It's the
game.
business. I'm not bitching about it. It's the business. But what I do find is when somebody then wants to be like, okay, cool, I'm long time retired. So if you do get to 34, by the grace of God, or 40, by the grace of God, you still got 40 years, 50 years left
Yeah.
on this planet.
Literally.
So you need to make that. And I know what always happens is, but you're earning a lot. And it always comes back to that. It always comes back to, yeah, but you're getting paid this, you're getting paid that. And I'm not disputing it. And you said something earlier. I've got 3 boys. I think if my boys made it as footballers, I think I'll be prouder than anything I achieved in the game. But on the flip side, football is, for me, one of the most ruthless industries.
Yeah.
So ruthless.
It is so ruthless. And listen, it's course, there's always pros and cons to everything we do. But it is so ruthless that one season you can be playing and then the next, you're done.
Yeah.
And then also, what I'd also say is that with football, you go through your trials and tribulations in front of everybody. Like, you just do. And again, because I know people like to, this is not me bitching. I'm just speaking what I'm saying. I'm just speaking, for me, the facts of what it goes to it. So if you as an individual's like, okay, cool, you know what? I'm playing football and enjoy football, but I'm also looking for the future. So I can multitask. I can play the game, good, bad, or indifferent. I want to win, but we lost. But I still got a fashion show I'm going to do afterwards. I'm going to go to my fashion show afterwards or the day afterwards. What I would understand is, bruv, there's some tact that you play. That I get, you know. If you've just been thrashed 6-0 on a Saturday.
Yeah, then it's like,
Look,
but if
you
you've already
know-
had something planned, like,
No,
do you remember the one
yeah.
with where they were getting onto Rashford?
Don't get me
That
started
was
with
the
that.
first one.
They were getting
Don't
onto
get me started.
Rashford
For his
for
birthday
going
one.
out on his birthday, and it's like, well, even if you have lost, for you to get your mind back to where you want to be, you want to go do something that's
I
going to
can't
lift
lie.
you
My
out the
birthday's
thing.
more important than that. My birthday's
what I
gonna last many years after I stop playing football.
And I agree. Listen, but also what I would say is, cool, be thick-skinned enough to know that that's
Yeah,
what comes
it's
with
gonna
it.
come with-
So,
yeah.
look, again, I'm very much on, listen, if you've got your birthday planned on a Saturday and you haven't got a game, and even if you've got a game on a Tuesday, but that's me. But if you've got Saturday to Saturday, and I'll just give them that, and you've lost, but you've got your birthday, go celebrate your birthday. For me, go celebrate your birthday. And as much as people, they'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody likes to project, oh, I wouldn't. I'll tell anybody this now. If anybody else had a bad day at work and they had a birthday planned in the evening, they're going to be like, my night's going to finish better.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
so,
yeah,
however they want to play it, and I get it. This is what I'm saying. People projecting like, oh, they wouldn't. That's fine. If you wouldn't, cool.
you.
But I'm going to go celebrate my birthday. So that's where I'll come back to this point about, look, sometimes, and people don't want to be able to say it, sometimes it's okay to be selfish. I'm just, and especially when it comes to your brand and what you're doing, what you think's best for you and yours, but it's okay to be selfish. And that's that
But
talk.
there's being selfish and there's thinking of yourself, which is something that I've learned as I've grown older. Because you think thinking of yourself is not selfish. Being selfish is thinking of yourself all the time,
I hear you.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But I ain't gonna lie though. Sometimes it's okay thinking about yourself all the time. I'm joking. No, but
I hear it, man.
No, listen, I ain't gonna lie.
Who else is gonna think of you?
And that's and the worst thing.
That's the
I
worst
think
thing about
that's
football.
what the crazy thing is about. It's the crazy thing about football is, trust me, you do get good people in the game. You do. You get good managers that see past what you can give them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, and I'll be honest, even managers have got families too. Managers have got families too, and they'd be like, listen, not being like, but I've got to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
And be like,
You have to understand that.
you got to understand it.
yeah.
I've got to let you go, because if I go with you and I don't think you can cut it, at the end of the day, I'm going to get sacked.
Yeah.
I can't pay my mortgage. And that's how it, and I just think sometimes there is a romance, you know, a romantic view of life sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And not just football, of life sometimes. But we know, brother, the harsh truth sometimes, it's not that. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, we say that it's just how we maneuver. And I think the quicker you can learn about that yourself, the better you do. But you do have to be thick-skinned.
There's a lot of things that people will never really fully understand about football until they've been in it themselves.
Yeah.
They won't understand, like you said, how ruthless it is. Like, people assume that if you don't make it in football, it's just because you weren't good enough. There's a lot of time into it. There's a lot of politics to it. There's so much that occurs behind the scenes that I've learned to understand more from having footballer friends and from even Jed doing his football thing.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating to see people just view it as, oh, this person didn't make it because they're not good enough. The other thing is they fail to understand the human side of things. Like, these footballers are humans, and they use, like you said, money to almost
Dehumanize them. Like
to
saying
dehumanize them, to
yeah.
invalidate their
Yeah,
feelings, regardless of how much money you get paid. The money in your bank account doesn't change the fact that, like Manny says, the same blood flows through our veins.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm still gonna think like you. I'm still gonna feel the same emotions as you in the same situations as you. Do you know what I'm saying?
A good example of that is Jordan Ibe.
Bro.
Like,
Lovely
even for
guy.
him, like, he's playing Liverpool, everything's going well. Like, the moment that your headspace isn't right or something goes off the pitch, the people at home don't see that. And like, I think Lennon came out and said something as well about Aaron Lennon. There's a lot of things, and whenever you say something like that, people will be like, "Oh, I sympathise with someone that makes loads of money," but it's not that. It's a deeper. It's a human thing.
It's a
and
human, yeah.
That's even with you, which is why like I respect you so much, is because you are the same. I can tell you're the same everywhere you go. There's people like where you look at you like, he changes regardless or in regard to whatever environment he goes into.
Yeah.
But you're the same everywhere. And that interview that you did live, was it on
Oh my
Sky?
gosh.
When you came out, you said, "Managers, hey, hit me up. I don't know if I'm gonna have a club." Like, hey, you see if that's on certain interviews, they're like,
Brother, you know what? Like, and I'll always stand by this, right? I never set out to be different. I just always set out to be myself. Always. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and if you know me, like, especially in the moment, especially when I'm gassed, but I can only be me. And I say this to anybody, right? I keep saying, I don't want to be hated. I don't need to be loved, right? But what I do want to say is that as long as people say, this brother's authentic, whenever you deal with man, you're like, all right, cool, you know what? That's B. And I'll always say, look, I can only be me. And some people will be cool with man, some people won't. And I'm cool with that. But that day, let me tell you something. Because I knew I was getting released prior.
when did they tell you?
They told me the week before. So the week before, I knew I wasn't getting a contract with Wimbledon, right? So, but in my mind, again, it happens. But in my mind, I'm just thinking, yo, man, the best way to leave is to get promoted. Like, if I can leave this club getting promoted, boom, it just sets me in a better position because now Wimbledon's in a league higher. So worst case scenario, I'll be in that league that I was in. So I was like, all right, cool. So then anyway, I remember the game being done. I remember there was a penalty situation. And what funny thing is, they interviewed me in the semi-finals, and I think the lights went out. We had Accrington, and I think they interviewed me, and I was like, it doesn't matter. I played in Hackney Marshes. We'll play in the dark. That's what I remember saying. So there was. I remember the dude was like, "Yo, if you win, I'm coming to you." I was like, "All right, say nothing." And I just remember talking, and I just remember thinking, "Wait. Boy, I'm technically unemployed, you know." Then I just listen. You know what? I'm technically unemployed. So if there's any manager that needs a striker, but I swear, hit me up or what's it? Hit me up, yeah. And I just remember at the point, and then you know when you're just talking, Then afterwards, whenever it went super viral. Yeah. Like it was like, oh man, hit me up or what's that? Oh, you see the big guy say he needs a job. Oh, he got me. That's what it was. He said he needs a job. But yeah, cuz I need a job. It was just anybody that knows me, just in the moment, like in the moment. But anything can be said, I swear down.
After that, what was the fallout from that? Did you get loads of messages?
Do you know the crazy thing is, I said this, but I should have done that years ago. I got DMs from all over the world. Brazil, Turkey, Australia. Yeah. I was just getting agents with DMing me. And but it's this time I'm 34. So I ain't going nowhere. Literally ain't going nowhere. In my mind, listen, I need to stay as close to home as possible.
Yeah.
And then I keep coming back to this, God picked Gareth Ainsworth to text my phone. Listen, I am telling you, it was destined. And the reason why I say that, me and him's got the exactly same birthday. We got the exactly same birthday. He's the best manager that I've had, in my career. At 34, and I kid you not, and I signed at 34, and I remember being so anxious because I just had my son. So my son's 1 at this point. So now that's 5 kids. So I was like, rah, man. I just had another kid. I ain't got no job. All right, cool, man. 2 years, 2 years to be able to sort out what I need to be able to sort out. That's what I had in my mind. So then, boom, Wickham came up. And boy, that 2 years in my mind went to 6 years. It was the longest I've ever been at a club.
Yeah.
And then within that, I think we had 3 promotions in 6 years. Got to the champ at 38. The highest I've ever been To be fair, I only scored one guy in the champ, but we can go past that.
Hey, it's still a goal in the champ more than a lot of people.
Many people can say that,
I think I'm one of the oldest goal scorers in the champ. I mean, we played under COVID, so there was no fans. That was the only thing, which I'd say it was like
Dampened
it was
it a
soulless.
annoying,
Like
yeah.
we played, it was
Probably
soulless.
helped the other teams as well in terms of just being able to pop their
Yeah,
ball.
it was just it took us to the end. It took us to the last 6 games to actually get used to the champ. We got relegated on the last day by a point, I think it was. So it took us that, and you know, if you've got your fans being the underdog, it would just we would have got more. We would have got more. And the funny thing is, I would have retired that season just because at that time my knee had given up. It had given up. I was taking painkillers to get through training. Like I'd given up. Like it was. Sorry, my knee had given up. But then I was like, nah, man. Like I started my career with fans, so I want to leave with fans.
yeah.
It was so. Luckily, played the last season. My last professional game was at Wembley. Sunderland took my fairy tale ending. So I'm slightly mad at them, but they're in the Prem now, so it is what it is. But yeah, so that whole process and saying that, like I was planning for retirement while I was still playing, and then it just coincided where Gareth Ainsworth signed me, and that 6 years I was able to just really solidify what I was going into, you know.
So you could score a couple of heaters, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you know, all jokes aside, like that's the main cap. But I was a baller, you know. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
The actual clips are
Yeah, but reading a book was deep still.
Was it like apparently you were fast?
What you saying? Apparently?
No, I'm saying apparently
you wasn't alive.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to say apparently you were fast, and then you had an injury, and then you were just like, like I just want to get stronger.
Yeah, like do you know them? I swear to you, I keep saying this because my kids don't believe
you.
me.
Yeah.
I was fast. Maddest thing is, I would
nodding
tell,
behind the camera. So
no, man, I was quick, man. I was playing ball like put it over the top.
Yeah.
You know when you're like, put it over the top, but now if you put it over the top, I'm standing still, being like,
let's put it on my chest. Put it all on my chest.
Why is it there? Are we there?
But I swear I was quick, and then I broke my leg, and then I just changed my game.
Was that what it was? A leg break?
What was
I
that?
broke my leg. I remember it, February 24th.
Fulham or so.
No, I was at Swansea. I was
Swansea.
at Swansea. He was playing Scunthorpe Tuesday night game. And I say everything happens for a reason because I wasn't well. I phoned Mumsy. I said, Mums, I want to play this game because I was in good form. So I was like, Mum, I beg. Like, just give me a little prayer and that. She's like, okay, cool, son. So you know when sometimes when your spirit's kind of saying something to you, I was like, nah, man, I'm going to play this game. And then Tuesday night, boom. Like Steve Foster, he was the defender. I can remember like it was yesterday. I was with him at Doncaster, and it was literally I went to chest the ball, and my right foot the studs got stuck in the ground. So I've gone over, he's gone over, so both our body weights gone over, and it's just gone blah. So I'm holding the back of my car, thinking, "Rah, this don't feel right." And what's so funny as well, because I can remember even though I was in pain. So they've come on, they've got me on a stretcher, so they're trying to lift me. And then the person holding to my right drops me.
Yay!
So you could hear the crowd go, hey! And I'm all these little things that you remember. Remember getting gas in there, then I had the operation.
Crazy.
But that's changed. That whole injury changed my whole style.
trajectory of your career.
It changed everything. Like, I kid you not. Because this is why I say, I truly believe if I didn't get injured, I would have played higher. Constantly. And I think, I don't know how it is, but how I see it in my mind, if I would have got to the promised land, it would have been off a promotion. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was at Swansea. Swansea made it to the Prem. That's how I think it would have got. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think I would have got bought, but I would have done it that way. But then I believed if I did earn more, I wouldn't have been as motivated to then pursue the other side.
Other stuff, yeah.
So that's why I believe God was like, nah, man.
Everything happens for a reason.
I've got a plan for you. I know what you're going to do.
We were talking about this last time, and we were saying that, like, what's a L that's sort of turned into something like a win, basically. And that's a perfect example.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Because in that moment, I bet you probably thought, this is long. But who's to say you don't go to, like, Champ or Prem?
Who's thinking, this is long? You're thinking,
Yeah.
Man, do you know that my L was the only time I ever chased money was I turned down a year contract at Swansea on the same money. So Swansea offered me a year. I'm hearing it now. When I hear now, I was like,
Why did I do that?
Butter,
Yeah.
you know, them. When I say this, I'm thinking, but where was your head at? I swear. So they literally, Roberto Martinez came in as manager, sat me down, and he was like, big man, I need you here. Love your energy. I need you here. We're going to give you a year. Get yourself back. Boom. This is how he said. So I was like, yeah, cool. Because he was my captain. So I could chat to him on a level. So I was like, all right, cool. And then went away. Then my agent was like, look, Gillingham, they want to, it was close to double your money. So I was like, so I went back to Swansea and I was like, all right, look, this is what's happened. I'm glad you're that, but why don't I stay on what I'm on? Then when I get fit, you give me a 25% increase or something like that. It's like, nah, we can only give you that. So in my mind, I was like, what? But I broke my leg playing for you. This is how it was going on. Like, but I weren't even back. I was still injured. Like this was negotiating in end of May. So I'm only 3.5 months post-op. So then I was like, I'm going to have to go. I did an interview. I've got the interview. I was like, I think I'm going to have to leave. But in my mind, I was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to chase the money. So turned the contract down, went to Gillingham. The manager at Gillingham was like, all right, cool. We want to sign you. So we know about your injury, but you're going to be back in August. I said, August? I was like, nah, man. Like, brother, I'm like 4.5 months, but it's still going to be another 4 months. He said, what? He said, butter. This guy's chatting to man. It was like Ronnie Jepson. He's like, can't do that. He's like, by the time you get back, I could be sacked.
Yeah.
I need a striker to come in.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm listening, thinking, what? Buddy, you knew I was injured. This is what? So he was like, yeah, man. That deal was just dead right then. So I'm now thinking, wait, what? So then I did another medical at another club. Knew I was going to fail that. So now I was like, oh, no, I've got nothing. That was the L. It's my only regret. My only footballing regret is not taking that contract with Swansea, just in regards to my rehab. Because now I'm doing rehab sporadically. So I'm doing it a month at Gills, a month at Swindon, a month at So I was just doing it sporadically all over the place. It wasn't like I had one program and it was getting me back. And then I wasn't earning. So my mentality is like, Bob, I got to get back. So no matter what. So then, of course, you'll know when it's hurting, you're telling people it's not hurting. So I'm just bypassing all of that. So it was that was my L, but that L turned because now I never lead with money. So I never lead as in...
You made it a lesson, basically.
Yes. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, you know what? Boom. If something may seem good, but I've got to be able to check the bigger picture first. You know what I'm saying? So that was from that. That was my only regret in football. But again... Like I said, God's timing.
What's the highlight? Because I know you scored against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I remember watching that game actually.
What does that feel like to score against your club?
Crazy.
That's actually...
It was the only time in my career where I didn't know what to do when I scored. I swear to you. Like, there's a moment where I'm like, oh shit, wait, where am I going? They're grabbing me. And I'm going off, I'm thinking, wait, what? And I say there's moments and I'm always going to go back to God because I believe there's been pinnacle moments in my career where God's just said, all right, this is your time. Liverpool was that. Liverpool was that time where I think I just remember people saying, they tuned on thinking they was going to watch EastEnders and they're watching, and they're like, but who is this wrestler on the pitch? I remember people saying, who is this wrestler on the pitch? And the maddest thing is, I remember, because I'd said, but the first 20 minutes, I'm telling you, I'm running straight for all of their chest. It doesn't even matter. I'm going straight.
Who are you up against?
Skirtle and Sack. But literally.
Gerard as well.
He did, man.
You know you're both Liverpool fans. Why are you doing that?
I'll tell you that story. But I literally, the kickoff, we kick the ball and I just run straight for Skirtle's chest. They give a free. I give away 15 free kicks. Straight away. I swear to you, I just dash it, man. And I remember shouting to the ref, oh, don't baby them, they're in the Prem. Man, that was bare jokes, I swear to you. But I remember like just being like, yo, this is Liverpool. And you know, because I'm a massive Liverpool supporter, the lead up to the game, I was doing a lot of press.
Was that home or away, sorry?
It was at our home. So it was at FC Wimbledon's home. So I was doing a lot of press, innit? So the build-up was there. So I remember for 20 minutes, we gave them so much respect. Like, we were so scared. Like, and then then I keep saying, and I've always said this, they've asked who's the best player I played against. And look, I'm slightly biased because I'm a passionate Liverpool supporter. But Gerrard, this is what, when I'm thinking what Gerrard thought, Gerrard had the ball and then said, these men don't think they can play with me.
It's an anime moment.
In his mind, it just
A whole
stopped.
cutscene just happened.
It just stopped. He just went,
Nani? Nandate?
Chalo! He took it on his back foot. Oh, God, watch the goal. He was like, oh, man, this. He took it on his back foot. He played the diag. And then he just went into the box and then they chipped it, he headed it. He said, yes, game is over. Walked back. I was like, oh, cool. So then, I tell you, I did my anime moment. I said, yeah, I got this. I looked into his eyes. I said, all right, cool, man. You don't know about me. I'll be trading in the background. So anyway, they said I fouled Mignolet, but it is what it is. I say, nah, don't watch that. But yeah, give him a little something. But shh. But anyway, so I score like it was a screamer. Like, what are you laughing for?
Scrambles.
It was like a screamer, like 40. Oh shit, they've got YouTube. Like, it was a tap-in, but I moved like it was a screamer.
Yeah, goal's a goal.
So anyway, we made it 1-1, like, and then you'll see, I actually run to their fans thinking it's our fans, and I see them being like, yeah, look at him, idiot. I was all dancing in front of them, like, thinking it was our fans. But anyway, so it's 1-1, and then this is when the hero, he was like, everybody was like, wow, are they going to do it? Are they going to take it back to Anfield? Is he going to get his dream? They get a free kick. I run past Gerrard. Gerrard's putting the ball down, and all he just says is, sorry, big man.
No.
You know,
Where he actually said those words.
I swear to you, buddy, he's
wow.
put the ball down. So let me just paint it, because I know people be like, oh, I'm making this a story. So when you're a striker, of course, and I've got to get back into the wall. Mm-hmm. So I'm the last one to get back into the wall because it's a free kick. I'm getting back into the wall. So you'll see him putting the ball down. He doesn't look up. He must clock my boots as he's putting it down. So I run past him and he says, sorry, big man. And you know what makes it even worse, which I saw recently? He bends it over my head. Butter, I see it. I tried to jump. Oh, Lord, I see it recently. Butter, you go see the clip.
Can we roll the clip?
Butter, you got to roll. I'm telling you, he just says, sorry, big man. He bends it in. They win 2-1. He just hugs he said, you thought she was going Anfield. He didn't say that, but that's what I believe. That's what he said. But I watched the goal. It just come up recently. I was like, oh, shit. If I could jump, I maybe would have blocked that. He bends it over, and I look around like, oh. You know, this is what I'm saying about timing. I got called to ITV News on the Wednesday. So anybody from London, when news calls you ITV, you're like, what? My mum's watches news. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm like, what do you want to say? Oh yeah, I'm glad we played. We lost. In my mind, I'm thinking, but it was off. There was 40,000 tweets on the game of Akinfenwa. Like, just
crazy.
And I just remember things. So I sat down and I did an interview with them, and I was like, yeah, man, I played against my boyhood team. If you can't play for your team, the next best thing is to play against them. Yeah. It's like, and literally, that was, I think that was a pinnacle moment where it was just like outside of the teams I played for. And then I also think, weirdly, which was nice for being a Liverpool supporter, was because Liverpool won the game, it allowed the supporters to take me in as a supporter. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it wasn't like, if they'd lost, it would have been, I think they were going through a little bit of troubled time there. So if they lost, it would have been a bit more, doesn't matter if you're a supporter, you was part of us losing. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was an element. And of course, it was the Liverpool supporters at the fan base took me in, because I remember saying, but as soon as the game was done, I was a fanboy, because every single mother I was taking pictures with. Balotelli, Chang, Rodgers, Gerrard. But I'd have punched up my whole team if they tried to take Gerrard's team. I remember prior, like Joe Allen, I played with him at Swansea. So I remember as soon as we got Liverpool, I was like, Joe, tell Gerrard I'm getting his shirt, because even though I got mad love for him, if you don't give me my shirt, man, I have to grab him. So he already came, he sent me a text saying, nah, Stevie said bless. So I was like, all right, cool. So even that, so straight afterwards, and I remember saying this to people when I was doing the interview, I was like, look, it was the only time, and I'll be honest, it was the only time that I ever wanted Liverpool to lose a game. It's the only time. Because on the pitch, Bada,
Yeah.
I wanted to win.
You wanna win,
You know,
of course,
I wanted
of
to
course.
win. But of course, once we lost, it was like, all right, cool. I'm back to being the fan. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was a moment. So that stands, and I'd always stand up there in one of my best moments, just as in an experience. But then again, as a player, to be able to score at Wembley, you know, for AFC
up there as
Wimbledon, that's just that moment to score at Wembley, to say, yeah, you know what, I scored at Wembley. But I think the moment which, if I could bottle it up and be like, yo, I'd always want to feel that, was when we actually got promoted to the champ with Wickham. And because it was so eerie, it was COVID, so we was locked down for however long, and then we was allowed to play the game. So even just that, and again, we knew all eyes were on us because everybody was at home, and it was just that being able to go there and train because we couldn't do anything. So it was us, it was the team, and it was just us in a bubble. And then to be able to go out there, and I just remember when the final whistle blew, and I just remember falling to my knees and just being like, raw, God, listen, if anybody doubts your power, this is the moment. And to be able to, like, literally, to be able to get Wickham to the championship the way we did it, it was just special. So that moment, as in, just if I could bottle it up, it was just special, man.
Talking of your time at Wickham, you played alongside a certain Eberechi Eze.
Yeah.
And I recently actually just realised that you assisted his first goal. I think first and second goal, maybe.
Yeah, I think
They were nasty goals as well.
Can we load up his first like 5 goals for Wickham?
Yeah.
There was a compilation of them around, didn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, if you want to go, I did post it. You know, not saying that it was all me and that, but yeah, it was all me. Nah. But to be like, yeah.
What was he like? Because he's another player that suffered setbacks, as we know. They made it public. He won the FA Cup this year with
Crazy.
Palace.
We knew from when he walked in that he was special. And I'm telling you, and I know people will say this and it's a cliche, but you lot know this. You will know by somebody's personality that they're going to go and do something special. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a great footballer, but he is a spectacular human being. Like, I'm just telling you that now. You want him to win. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he came in and, but that he was doing what he's doing in the Prem in League Two. Like, and for me, that's one of the biggest compliments in regards to, of course, the standards better in the Prem, but in League Two,
The style of football doesn't allow for that,
it's
so
lawless.
to do it.
It's League Two lawless. That's why I loved it. Cause like, I was out here, but it's like the gladiators. I just lift the man up and be done. Like, you know, and he's doing it on pitches which was more sand than grass. You know what I'm saying? This is just what it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything, but he was just gliding past man and smiling. Like, Badda, he was just, so we knew. And again, he was going to go on and do greatness. But again, everybody in our Wickham team, when we had him on loan, we was like, brother, if QPR can let this brother go out on loan, QPR's team is crazy. It's mad. Because he was just on different levels. And I remember January, they called him back. But just because of how well he did. And again, I'd say this. I knew how good he was because in League Two, I remember that there always used to be a defender behind me and a defender in front, or the midfielder. Just to, you know, that's how they was to do because our game was very direct. Hit the big man and play off. I knew he was a problem because they started doubling up on him. That's when I was like, oh, raw. The midfielders is like, brother, we can't even leave him 1v1.
Yeah.
So you'll see, and the goal where it came, they had to block the pass to my feet. The goals, because they were trying to double him, he glide past one. So we were just playing 1-2s, and he was just, brother, he was just special. And like, I hear there's rumours that he may be going to a certain club, which I actually don't want him to go to because he's going to make them
too.
better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
But the worst thing is I tried to text him, he pied me. I tried to text him, I was like, bro, you got there, cuz. He just left me on red.
Radio silence. Yeah.
The media training.
But yeah, man, he's just like, I'll always constantly be like, I can't talk highly enough, you know. And I remember that I got interviewed in Sky prior to his move, and they just said who, and I was like, look, man, there's a kid, you know, Eberechi Eze, like, he's come in and just look out for him. And then boom, got signed to Crystal Palace, and then you've just seen like his progression. You just see
like even when he plays against Liverpool, he just makes it look easy. Effortless.
He glides,
even when they
man.
played against United, fam.
It wasn't problem.
Him and
I'm
Elise
still
just
pissed off at you,
just
bro.
torching
I'm still
Casemiro.
annoyed at you.
Yeah.
But I think that it's refreshing, and that's why like I think he was one of my favorite players to watch over the past couple of seasons, because that sort of character in football and just playing with a smile and enjoyment and trying.
Who's the other one that does it? Rafael Leao.
I'm just kind of like,
permanent smile on your face.
Yeah,
But that's what football
it misses
should
that.
be.
Yeah.
Football should be about that. I mean, as in, I always look at it like team dynamics should be that. You should have somebody who plays with a smile, and then you need somebody that plays serious. Like it's very much, and I think that's one element with football now where I think it's very robotic. I think everybody's following suit or trying to do the
all
same
systems.
thing.
There's no personalities. There's no
and
expression.
That's what it is. It's like now all of a sudden, if you see somebody that's got a personality, they get ridiculed. They get, I'd see them do it for Lewis Skelly. I'm like, but we want characters. We don't want robots. We want the hard man. We want the person that, they say a shit out. Some person that's just, we want that. That's what football, we will play on a Sunday and we can turn around and say, that one is the moaner. That one is the workhorse, or that one is the enforcer. You like that. So I don't understand now where, and I do think pundits are playing their role in saying that, oh no, I don't like him saying that, or that was because we enjoyed that.
They kind of forgotten the game and what it was and what it was like.
The
on the
essence
pitch,
of the game,
Like, I mean, now football. Say for example, like who's someone that tackles hard, like a Roy Keane or something.
Cattermole, fam.
Or Lee Cattermole.
Lee Cattermole.
Like Football's
bro.
always
Lee
had those sort of
Cattermole.
characters.
They've always had that. You need them.
And even when it comes to skill, like a Balassi or like Tarap.
that'll be
obviously,
tight.
like,
Bro,
Harry Kane and
Tarap,
stuff like that
man.
used to get. But on the ball, no one could argue.
But
Like
Ben
Arthur, all these guys, you ain't got it no more.
I know what they're saying. This is what they're saying now. They're saying nowadays, footballers can't have what you used to call luxury players. That's what they use, But that's because football's become very system orientated. So you're like, oh no,
Everyone has to work for the
everybody
system.
kind of, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to balance hard work, and I totally get it. And maybe I'm biased because, especially as I got older, there was a lot of things that I couldn't do, but I doubled down on the things that I was very good at. And my team system was, but I had midfielders that had to do my running for me. Like literally had to do my running for me. It was like, and it was all, but then for me, it was like, oh shit, that means I've got to do me. I've got to make sure that ball sticks. I've got to make sure that they're not. So it's a balance. And I just think, that's just my take on football.
It still exists. What was the thing with Mo Salah where he said, if you stop making me track back, I'll get you.
Yeah.
It still exists.
Because I mean, sometimes you know that even from playing football, whatever level, there is that guy on your team that you get the ball to him.
He's
and
gonna
he can
do
his
something.
He's
thing.
gonna do his
You know
thing.
what I mean? And when he has to work hard in little bits, he still has to do his bit for the team. But there's some players where you like reserve your energy,
Stay where you
and
need to
do
stay.
what you need to do. Yeah.
Yes. And I agree. For me, it's all about end product for me. And that's my debate where people talk. I agree in regards that there's got to be flair, there's got to be, and I think there's balance, and that's why you've got team dynamics. But I do think there's end product. So I'd still rather somebody who's efficient and clinical, and he don't do nothing, but we win the game 1-0. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I would like as a manager. But then I do understand that some people want be able to play football and be free flowing and that. But the reason why I think it was such a beautiful time before was because there was so many different. Us four would have different mindsets of how we want to see the game. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where it is, rather than us all trying to adopt your mindset. Do you know what I'm saying? But you've got the players for it, and I don't. But that's the bit where I'm like, it was good because you could watch different games and have different outcomes because it was different.
Listen, football was finished from the time they brought in XG. I'm not going to lie to you. Because it's so data-based and data-driven now that you don't have that beautiful expression that we grew up watching.
Yeah.
The Ronaldinhos are gone, the Neymars are gone. Like, you don't see that anymore. When's the last time you saw someone do a trick and thought, rah, like he's actually mugged off, man.
It's right now, Doué and Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, I know, but look at the...
But it's what he's trying to say.
skills that Doué...
is so scarce.
The skills that Doué's done
It's not like outlandish.
compared to what we see... What?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, Vinny
And then
tries.
even-
When you
even
see
if-
Vinny try it as well, that's how you know that it's not there like that no more. Because even sometimes he pulls it off, but it don't look like the. Do you know what I mean?
But like Jed said, it's even if there is one or two players that do it,
Yeah, there's way less.
Doesn't really exist in the quantity that we used to have.
Yeah.
In terms of
Like
people
before, there were so many different expressions of how to play football and play it beautifully. But now it's like, oh yeah, there's
everything's
a few players that
system
like,
based.
Yeah, everything is
he
system
looks
based,
really
yeah.
good and he looks really good, but everyone else is, you know, you see it when you look at things like Ballon d'Or rankings. Not to bring it up, but when you look at it now,
Careful now, Tobes might
when you look at
go
it
for one.
now
Seeing inverted wingers again.
compared to
Well,
what
I
it
haven't
was then,
seen. To be fair, I don't
It's-
even know about the Ballon d'Or
Nah,
because I haven't seen it.
just off the fact that in this year alone, it's like, oh, who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or? Who's the best player in the world? And it doesn't seem to be a clear, like, out and out.
Best player, yeah.
But even in that, it's like, I don't know. Before, even when it wasn't clear, it was like, oh, but he deserves to win it because of this, and he can win it, and he can win it, and he can win it. But now it's like, you don't really want to say any of these players deserve to win the Ballon d'Or, but someone has to win it, so they're gonna give it
Yeah.
to somebody. Do you get what I'm saying?
Some people were saying Vitinha maybe.
Yeah,
'Cause
Vitinha's
absolute baller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
he's
again,
not-
it's
he's not
gonna
gonna
come
get
into
it, is he?
stats and
Because
this
he's
and
not
that,
scored
yeah.
20 goals and got 20 assists. And even then, it's like, well, you know, so yeah,
I
man.
think, listen, as a footballer and as being a striker, I'm biased. I'm not going to lie, I'm biased. I
Always
do
gotta win
get
it.
that. I think that you've
I think that's what you paid to watch football
I think,
for.
yeah, I do. I do.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
get twisted. I understand great goalies, great defenders, great fullbacks, great midfield. I understand all of it, and they all play integral parts. But I'm biased as a striker. I'm like, but scoring goals is the hardest thing. That's in my opinion. So, but I'm not there. I'm not on the committee. But then I think that's why you have a committee. So if we would have, I'd be like scoring goals, you'd be like working hard, and you'd be like technical, and you'd be like mentality. And that's where we then come together and be like, all right, cool.
Balance it all out.
On this, and we'll balance it out. For me, I'm like, yo, when I go down to and I look at the best player in the world, I'm like, oh, he's the brother that made that difference. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm
so
saying,
that's
yeah.
how I would see it in regards. And I always say when it comes to difference, I guess it's the easiest just to see goals and assists.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
where it is. Whereas, but of course, when you know football, you'll know Virginia. But
Yeah.
you'd be like, he just makes them tick. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Because goals and assists, it's the proof of the output. Like it's just like, look, it's there to see.
Yeah, yeah,
I got
yeah,
this
yeah.
many goals, this many assists, so I must have been doing
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
Whereas not everyone's gonna look at, for example, someone like
just
Rodri
harder
winning last
to
year.
quantify
He's hot. Yeah, that's it.
off the ball stuff.
Yeah, like
But then
you're pressing and this and
the
that.
argument
No one
goes the
cares
other
about
way
it.
is like those goals and assists don't exist if I don't do
If
my.
you don't
Yeah,
go
yeah,
do
yeah.
your...
Do you know what I always find interesting as well? And it's like, it's good to hear you talk about Eze and stuff. I always like, whenever I work with footballers, to get the on the ground information. Because through the screen, it looks one way to us. And then someone will turn around to me. I asked Ryan Bertrand, who's the hardest player you've ever played against, hardest winger? He's like, the tricky guys, that's calm. He's like, Milner? That's like playing against a right back, a left back, right mid, left mid. He said he's up and down, non-stop.
That's the worst bit. Energy, bro.
It's
Dealing with
the
someone with
worst
relentless energy is the
bit.
worst.
Yeah.
You know the maddest thing is, I said this as a striker, and especially as to be fair, even when I was younger, but definitely as I got older, one of my favourite players to play with was Matt Bloomfield.
Yeah.
Matt Bloomfield.
Wickham.
Yeah, but when I mean he didn't stop running. So if somebody don't stop running, he would run past me, then the breakdown, then run back past me, then run past me. So then he'll run. So you have to go with him. So somebody has to go with him. So that for me, they are one of the hardest because that's what it is. The ones that can keep going in regards to what they're trying to do. Oh, I'm telling. So you don't get twisted. There is players who are really quick. So you're like, but then you know.
After
I
a
know
couple
wingers.
runs,
Once
they're
you
done.
lift him up, he's not gonna go near you a little while. Do you know what I'm saying? But those ones where I'm telling you, man, them that can just constantly.
Up and down.
Engine.
Yeah.
He's an engine, man.
I got a bone to pick with you.
Alright, oh,
I hate your celebration on FIFA.
what the?
I'm sorry. Which
one?
see that?
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Bro,
I knew
the
it
way
was
people
coming.
used to do that.
Nah, because people turn it
No,
into a
the
toxic
way
celebration.
people did that on me.
Oh, is it?
On all
Yeah,
teams.
what?
Oh, is it?
Did you not know they basically turned it into a meme on FIFA?
It's because it's
No,
such a long
it's-
celebration.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know
You
that.
didn't know that?
No, I didn't know it was toxic. For
Bro,
me.
they made it toxic. So like I was like, oh right, it's got a celebration. That's cold. And then all of a sudden I seen it every time I conceded. The
I took-
cutscene was so long.
You have to watch the whole. It's like I've just scored on you. Now watch me dance in your face.
And you couldn't skip them that time.
That was
You
I ain't
skipped
gonna
them.
lie.
Oh my
Me?
gosh.
But I remember thought process with that because I was like dancing. It was like, but what's the beast mode dancing now? And I was like, hey, digga, 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 hey, digga, digga. But I was getting into offices and people were like, what? Hey, digga, digga, digga. I was like, yo. And then when they put that, even so, I'm glad you touched on that in regards to Badda. So being the first player outside the Premier League to get the head scanned in the game.
Yeah.
Badda, I keep. So this is what I keep saying when I talk to people about timing and like things that are meant to be, and why I can only always say that, but I got to give praise because my story, when I'm like, yo, when they came and said, yeah, man, look, I can't remember what FIFA it was, but you're gonna get a head scan. So I went into Chelsea Cobham, and you sit in a room, and there's like 16,000. I'm chatting shit, but it's a lot of cameras.
Bare cameras, bare.
So, and they take the picture, and then it was like, yo, man, like, we're going to put your celebration in. Like, and I remember because I was doing the beast mode dance, and it became, I was going into doing, when I was scoring goals, it was, and then I was like in the game. And I remember they did the trailer. So I just, and I was like, and I keep saying this, and I don't know if people really comprehend when I say, still now, it is mind-boggling and humbling to be like, yo, man, this is FIFA.
Yeah.
Like, this is FIFA. Like, the community within a community within a community. And it was like, but it was just, I just remember that. So listen, my bad in that they turned into a toxic. I ain't gonna lie, bruv. Yeah.
My leg.
Sorry, man.
In the gym, bro.
But yeah, man. Aye.
We like to ask guests a question when they come on.
Right.
One piece of advice you would give your 16-year-old self.
One thing I would say to my 16-year-old self would be that nobody can do you or be you better than you. So being you is your unique selling point. That's your greatest superpower. So double down on that. Be yourself. Be unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'll tell my 16-year-old self. And that's what I've done. I've literally done that. I was like,
So basically, you tell yourself, don't change. Just
Don't go changing.
I'll honestly say, but I'll honestly say this is the fact that I think sometimes you get into a space or you get into it and you feel you have to change or conform in regards. But what I would say is that for you as an individual, nobody can be you. Nobody can be Tobi better than Tobi. Nobody can be Jed better than Jed. You know what I'm saying? So double down on that. Go be you and give yourself the best version of yourself to the world. So that's what I would say to 16-year-old me is, Puff, nobody can be Adebayo Akinfenwa better than Adebayo Akinfenwa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So go and be you. But of course, within that, with evolution, is try and be the best version of yourself. I guess that comes with, experience and time. But nobody can be you better than you. So
And don't chase the money.
and don't chase the money. To be fair, that's good. Don't chase the money. And also don't do things to prove others wrong. Do things to prove yourself right.
Do you know what? Sorry, off the back of that, I think it makes sense to ask because I get asked it a lot and I'm thinking I've not been in football long enough to even give an answer. But I get DMs often where it's like, oh, what advice would you give to like a young footballer in particular, someone that's aspiring? So since you had like a proper career longer,
You know what? I would say that find out what you're good at. Double down on it. I think every time you play the game, but if you like to dribble. If you're fast, be fast. If you like to shoot. Double down on what you're good at. Don't concentrate on the things you're not so good at because the world will do that for you anyway. Acknowledge it, but don't concentrate on it. So find out exactly what you're good at. Double down on it.
yeah.
That's a big thing. I think with professional football especially, people think you need to be good at everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like you actually, right, you need to excel in something,
Yeah.
which is what sets you. I remember you telling me first time we met, you were like, oh yeah, there's a guy in our team that only got signed because he got a really long throw.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I say that, and it's kind of good you said that. It's like, and I do think like, especially now, you would look at others and be like, oh, I want to take Kane's finishing, and then
Yeah.
I want to take Mbappe's pace. But if you could, man, that's you're part of the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? It's and what also is, you know what you are. So you're like, but I see the game this way. I actually got a bad boy left foot, or I like to shoot, or I like to dribble. The things you generally like to do is the things that you generally are the best at. So that's why I say double down on that. And also, when you play, show it. There's nothing worse than be like, hey, brother, I like to dribble, but I didn't see you dribble one time. What blow? Do you know what I'm saying? So when you go out there, play that. Like, play the game. It's football.
Yeah.
Like, play what you like to do.
It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it's going to be it's going to be exactly what someone needs.
That's what it is, and literally, and then also, I'll say this to youngsters, and I stand by this: is don't give anybody who comes into your life on a temporary basis permanent status on your life. And I break it down like this: if you come into contact with a coach and he says you're not good enough, and you leave, and then that becomes your stance, you have given this guy permanent status on your life. He only came into your life on a temporary basis.
Yeah.
So for me, anybody that comes in on a temporary, because you know your worth and nobody can do you better than you, don't give that person permanent status. Temporary's cool. Come in, have your opinion, because that's what it is. But your opinion is not just. It is just your opinion. And I say that with managers. The only thing a manager can do who you work under is control who you work if you play for him at that current time. That's it. Don't give him that permanent status of your entire life. And I'll say that. So don't give nobody comes in your life on a temporary basis permanent status.
Gems, bare gems, just dropping them.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So now you guys can stop DMing me and asking me. You heard it here first. You got all the tools.
Don't DM me, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was going to say something.
Those are all the answers.
It would have happened, you know what I'm saying? Cut the cameras and I'll just be chatting about them getting caught on Snap. Don't let me say that.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Family Ties. Yet again, thank you to the beast, Adebayo Akinfenwa. And hey, you guys got to give that episode 5 stars if you're listening. Make sure to follow Family Ties Show on all the socials and comment who you want us to have on the show next. See you guys next time.